My friend, if you are 70 or near it or past it, this message is for you. After 70, there is nothing left to prove. I know that sounds simple, perhaps too simple, but I want you to sit with that for a moment. Let it settle, because somewhere deep inside, you know it is true, and yet you cannot stop. You are still trying to prove your worth, still trying to be useful, still trying to matter, still afraid that if you stop moving, if you stop giving, if you stop being needed, you will disappear. That rest means you are finished. That peace means you are forgotten. My friend, I see you. I see what you carry. You have spent your whole life being the answer, the provider, the protector, the strong one, the one everyone turned to when things fell apart. And even now, even after all these years, you cannot stop. You wake up each morning and you ask yourself what needs to be done. Who needs you? What you must prove today to justify your place in this world. And you are exhausted, not just in your body, in your soul. This tiredness is not the kind that sleep can fix. It is the tiredness that comes from a lifetime of carrying what was never meant to be carried forever. From giving more than you received. From being needed but rarely held. From proving yourself over and over to a world that kept asking for more. You have spent 70 years or more building, providing, protecting, being strong when you wanted to fall apart, being the answer when you needed someone to answer you. And somewhere along the way, you began to believe that your worth was tied to your usefulness, that if you stopped, if you rested, if you said no, you would lose your value, that people would stop needing you, and if they stopped needing you, what would be left? But I want you to hear something. Something you have needed to hear for a very long time. You are exhausted, and you have earned the right to be. You have given enough. You have proven enough. You have carried enough. Your worth was never in what you did. It was always in who you are. The world made you believe otherwise, but the world was wrong. You do not have to keep earning your place. You do not have to keep proving you matter. You do not have to keep being everything to everyone. After 70, you owe nothing to anyone but yourself. This is not selfishness. This is not giving up. This is not the end. This is wisdom. This is permission. This is the beginning of something you have never known. Peace. And my friend, you deserve that peace. You have always deserved it. But now, finally, you are being invited to claim it. Not because you are finished, not because you failed, but because you have already done what you came to do. You have already given what you came to give. Now it is time to rest. Let me explain why this is so hard. From the time you were young, the world taught you that your worth was in what you did, in what you built, in what you provided, in what you protected. You were valued for your usefulness, for your productivity, for your ability to solve problems and carry burdens and keep everything together. And so you learn to measure yourself by these things, by how much you accomplished, by how many people needed you, by how indispensable you became. The world made you believe your worth was in what you did, but the world was wrong. Your worth was never in the doing. It was always in the being, in who you are, in the soul that lived inside the body that worked so hard for so long. But no one taught you this. And so now, at 70 or beyond, when your body asks for rest and your soul cries out for peace, it feels like dying. Because if you are not useful, what are you? If you are not needed, who are you? If you stop building, providing, protecting, do you disappear? My friend, listen closely. Life has seasons, just like the earth beneath your feet, just like the trees you have watched for all these years. There is a season for planting, a season for growing, a season for harvest. There is a season for striving, a season for building, a season for giving everything you have. And then, my friend, there is a season for letting go, not because you failed, not because you are finished, not because the world has no more use for you, but because you have already done what you came to do. You have already given what you came to give. The tree does not apologize when autumn arrives. It does not cling to its leaves out of fear that without them it will be nothing. It lets them fall. It trusts the season. It knows that rest is not death. It is preparation for what comes next. You were never taught this season, and so of course it feels wrong. Of course it feels like failure. Of course it feels like the end. But it is not the end. It is the beginning of something you have never known, something you have earned but never claimed. Peace. Real peace, not the peace that comes from finally finishing your work, but the peace that comes from realizing the work is done, that you can set it down, that you can stop carrying what was never meant to be carried forever. This is not giving up. This is not weakness. This is not surrender. This is wisdom, the wisdom to know that every season serves a purpose, that the season for striving has passed, that the season for rest has arrived. And you, my friend, you are allowed to enter it. You are allowed to let go. You are allowed to stop proving and start being. The world will not understand. Some people will say you have changed, that you are not who you used to be, that you have become selfish. Let them say it, because what they do not understand is that you are not becoming less. You are becoming whole. You are not disappearing. You are finally, after all these years, appearing as you truly are. Not as the worker, not as the provider, not as the one who holds everything together, but as a soul who has lived fully, who has given deeply, who has earned the right to rest. This is your season now, and it is not something to fear, it is something to embrace, gently, without guilt, without apology. This is not the end, my friend. This is the beginning of the most peaceful chapter you have ever known. The Buddhists understood something we forget, something simple but profound. Clinging is suffering, and you, my friend, have been clinging for 70 years, maybe more, clinging to expectations, to responsibilities, to old wounds, to the person you thought you should be by now, to the life you thought you would have lived. You have been holding on so tightly to so many things, and the holding itself has become the weight. But here is what I want you to understand. After 70, your only task is peace. Everything else is optional. Let me say that again. Your only task is peace. Everything else is optional. This does not mean you failed. This does not mean you are giving up. This does not mean you have nothing left to offer. It means you have already done what you came to do. You have already given what you came to give. And now it is time to release what you have held too long. Let go of the anger. It has burned long enough. It has kept you warm through cold nights, yes. But now it is only burning you from the inside. You do not need it anymore. Let go of the regret, the choices you wish you had made differently, the words you wish you had said, the person you wish you had been. You did your best with what you knew, and that was always enough. Let go of the people who never loved you properly, the ones who took but never gave, the ones who needed you but never saw you. You do not owe them another moment of your peace. Let go of the future you thought you would have, the dreams that did not come true, the plans that fell apart, the life that looked different in your mind. What is here, right now, is enough. Let go of needing to be remembered, of needing to leave a legacy, of needing your name to echo after you are gone. You have touched lives. You have mattered. Whether the world remembers or not does not change that truth. Let go, let go, let go. Not because you are weak, not because you are broken, not because you have lost, but because you are finally strong enough to set it down. This is not punishment, my friend. This is liberation. This is freedom. This is what the Buddhists knew that we have forgotten in our endless striving. That peace does not come from holding everything together. It comes from releasing what was never ours to hold. After 70, you do not need to carry the world anymore. You do not need to fix what is broken. You do not need to heal what refuses to be healed. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. You can simply be, simply rest, simply breathe. And in that simplicity, in that surrender, you will find something you have been searching for your entire life. Not the peace that comes after the work is done, but the peace that comes when you realize the work was never yours alone to do. This is not the end, my friend. This is freedom. This is grace. This is the gift that comes when you finally open your hands and let everything fall that was meant to fall. And what remains, what stays, what cannot be taken or lost or forgotten, that is who you truly are. That is what has always been enough. Now, my friend, I want to tell you something important. Guard your peace now like you once guarded your children. You spent decades protecting others, making sure they were safe, making sure they had what they needed, making sure no harm came to them. It is time to protect yourself with that same fierce tenderness. Your peace is sacred. It is not selfish to guard it. It is wisdom. Say no without explanation. Rest without guilt. Disappear without announcement. You do not owe anyone a reason for choosing yourself. You do not owe anyone access to your time, your energy, your remaining years. You do not owe anyone an explanation for becoming quiet when the world has been loud for too long. But here is what you need to understand. Not everyone will like this. Not everyone will understand. People will say you have changed. They will say you are not the person you used to be. They will say you have become distant, cold, selfish. Let them say it. Because what they really mean is that you are no longer available to carry what they refuse to carry themselves. You are no longer willing to sacrifice your peace for their comfort. You are no longer performing the role they became comfortable watching you play. And that, my friend, is not your problem. You are not selfish. You are finally free. Free to say no to the family gathering that drains you. Free to skip the argument that has been repeating for 20 years. Free to stop explaining yourself to people who have never truly listened. You do not have to attend every argument you are invited to. You do not have to fix every problem that presents itself. You do not have to mediate every conflict. You do not have to smooth over every tension. Some battles are not yours to fight. They never were. Some people will only take. They will take your time, your energy, your peace, and they will never fill the space they empty. Let them go. You do not need their permission to rest. You do not need their approval to choose peace. There will be voices that try to pull you back, voices that say you are needed, that things will fall apart without you, that you cannot stop now. Do not listen to those voices. Things will not fall apart, or if they do, it was never your job to hold them together. People will adjust. They will find another way. They will learn to carry what you have been carrying for them. And you, my friend, you will finally breathe. Protect this season. Protect it the way you protected everything and everyone else for all these years. With intention, with boundaries, with love for yourself that matches the love you have always given away. Rest without guilt, silence without apology, peace without permission. This is not the end of your generosity. This is not the end of your kindness. This is not the end of your love. This is you, finally, after all this time, learning that you deserve the same care you have spent a lifetime giving to others. You are not selfish, my friend. You are finally, beautifully, wonderfully free. And so, my friend, I want to speak something over your future. A quietness is coming for you, a softness. Days with no urgency, mornings with no burden, a life where you answer to no one but the sunrise. This is what awaits you, not someday far away, but now, in this season, in this chapter that is just beginning. You will wake without the weight of what needs to be done. You will sit with your coffee and watch the light change and feel, perhaps for the first time in decades, that you have nowhere else to be. No one to prove yourself to. No one to take care of. No urgent problem demanding your immediate attention. Just you. Just breath. Just peace. And I know this might feel strange at first. You have been busy for so long, needed for so long, running for so long. The stillness might feel like emptiness. The quiet might feel like loneliness. But it is not emptiness, my friend. It is spaciousness, room to breathe, room to be, room to finally rest in your own presence without the noise of the world telling you who you need to be. This is the most peaceful chapter you have ever known, not because nothing happens, but because you are no longer chasing what happens. You are simply here, present, free. And I want you to remember something. You are not broken. You are not finished. You are not forgotten. You are whole. You are complete. You are exactly where you need to be. The world will keep turning without you carrying it. People will keep living without you solving their problems. Life will keep moving without you pushing it forward. And that is not a loss. That is liberation. You have already done enough. Everything that comes now is grace. Every morning you wake, every breath you take, every moment of peace you claim. Grace. Not earned, not deserved through more doing. Simply given, simply here. Be gentle with yourself, my friend. The world asked too much of you for too long. It asked you to be strong when you wanted to break. It asked you to give when you had nothing left. It asked you to keep going when you wanted to stop. You owe it nothing. You owe yourself everything. Rest, without apology, without guilt, without wondering if you have done enough to deserve it. You have. You always have. This final chapter is not about doing, it is about being. Being still, being quiet, being at peace with the person you have always been beneath all the roles you were asked to play. And when the morning comes and the light touches your face, and you open your eyes to a day with no demands, no expectations, no burdens to carry, you will understand what I have been trying to tell you. This is not the end. This is the beginning of the most beautiful thing you have ever experienced. Freedom, peace, rest, and you, my friend, you are finally home. My friend, if you are 70 or near it or past it, this message is for you. After 70, there is nothing left to prove. I know that sounds simple, perhaps too simple. But I want you to sit with that for a moment. Let it settle. Because somewhere deep inside, you know it is true, and yet you cannot stop. You are still trying to prove your worth, still trying to be useful, still trying to matter, still afraid that if you stop moving, if you stop giving, if you stop being needed, you will disappear. That rest means you are finished. That peace means you are forgotten.